Coogs house. The Houston Cougars took center stage at Big 12 Media Days, and a big topic of conversation was what will the offense look like with everything being completely different?
You are Locked On Cougs, your daily podcast on the Houston Cougars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Cougs, the daily podcast about your Houston Cougars. I'm your host, Houston-born teacher and coach Parker Ainsworth. Whether you're a Houston fan or just a hater going to stop by, thank you for making Locked On Cougs your first listen of the day. We also have second and third listens throughout the day as we pull out our stuff from Big 12 Media Day. Stations are brought to you by FanDuel. We got more on that fun later, but I want to take a second to talk to you about the offense today. I got to talk to both Boogie Johnson as a leader and captain of this team. I got to talk to Mekhi Mews as well about football, Fritz, and the offense and things transitioning. First, we start with Boogie, and did a great job of outlining his relationship with Conner Weigman, the transfer quarterback from Texas A&M. They talked some about the new offense and new looks under Slade Nagle as well, and how that's going to shift and change things. Every Houston Cougar we talked to was extremely enthusiastic about the way things are going this season, this off season, and they're ready to get things kicked off and show the whole world that things have changed. But these big questions of the offense basically come down to last season. They had trouble scoring 15 or more points in a lot of games, and these guys have every bit of confidence that that has changed, and they have every reason to be confident that that change is happening. And I want to let you hear it from them themselves. So first, we'll talk to Boogie, and then we're going to come back and talk some with our buddy Mekhi. Really, really impressed with both young men. Let's jump in with Boog.
Locked on Coogs here with Boogie Johnson. Boogie, Big 12 Media Days, big deal, fun deal. How's the day been so far? It's early still.
I mean, it's been good. We had an eventful morning. Our plane ride was a little shaky because the tarmac plane broke down on the tarmac we were supposed to go to, so we had to fly around for like an extra 20 minutes, and we had to go to a different airport and then drive an extra like 20 minutes here. So it was eventful, but it was fun to say the least. Since I've been here, yeah.
I'm glad you made it because that's a little scary. All right, I do always open these with a weird food question. Do you want to start barbecue, Tex-Mex, or Cajun?
Let's go barbecue.
Barbecue. Beef or pork? You a beef guy? Pulled pork out? What you like?
Say beef. I'm gonna go beef.
Briskets, moist or dry?
I gotta go moist.
Gotta go moist. Gotta go moist. More on the football side of things that we're here to talk about today. Conner Weigman, big storyline, obviously. There was a lot of excitement in December when he posted the graphic. He came, social media blew up that night. But you'd been knowing him, and did you kind of know ahead of you've been? You're buddies from 7 on 7 days. Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've been knowing Conner since like fifth or sixth grade. We just played against each other in little league football, and we didn't even realize it that we played against each other. We were like in Pee Wee, but 6th, 7th grade we started playing 7 on 7, and we played for a team called Texas Terror, and he was the quarterback, and we ended up going to win a championship. Me, him, Bryce Anderson, like it's a bunch of guys that played on that squad. But me and Conner been, we weren't always like, that close, but we've known each other since then, and we've been growing closer year in and year out, So it's amazing to just have him now and just to see both of our growth and being able to do this together now is just crazy.
When I heard championships, wait a second, that's good.
yeah, definitely championship. I'm gonna say that again, championship.
Obviously that's December. I don't know how early in the process you're talking to him, whatever, but whenever he hits the market, you're like, hey buddy, I got a spot, right? That kind of stuff. Once he got to campus, how quickly were you able to get on the field, throwing together, get back in rhythm? Because that rhythm between you and him is going to be important.
I mean, we were throwing before he even got on campus. Like when he committed, we were still in like a little off period. So during that time, we made sure to make it an effort to, go throw and get that connection. But now it's like everything's on point. Me and him, that's my boy. It's like pretty much like almost my best friend.
Well, and that's a good relationship to have. And moving on from the quarterback, though, Houston's always had receivers. Always has. Recently, you had Tank, right? But yourself, I mean, this is kind of you're the leader. You and Mekhi are the two guys here, right? What's that mean to you as a guy that puts on Houston? It's like, okay, this is a receiver school, and I'm the guy now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really like a like a stressful thing or like oh, I'm nervous or anything. I mean, I'm just I'm the next to step in line, and I'm just grateful and blessed to be able to just say that I can lead this room and lead my team to something that could be major and something that we haven't done before.
So speaking of leading the team to things major and stuff like that, again, good receiver room last year, but the passing game suffers. You bring in some new guys to help out, a little bit new offensive coordinator, all that kind of stuff. How are you feeling in July about going into the season? I mean, I would hope pretty strong, right?
I mean, I feel great, man. Like Coach Nagle came in in January, and it's just been great just picking his brain, and he's a football guy. And then you got transfers like obviously Conner, but you got Amari Thomas, he's gonna be here next year. Like he's gonna be at Big 12 Media Day next year. Like he's gonna be a real guy for this offense. And Harvey Broussard, he can stretch the field so many different ways. Then you got Kobe Young, and you got Devin Williams. Like it's just so many of us that can make plays. And then with Coach Nagle's offense, I feel like we could be scary. And it's not even just trying to say this just because I'm here, but like I genuinely can see us winning a lot of games. Like I genuinely see it just off of the talent, not just because I play here.
Well, and I think so too. It's a fun conference because anyone can win any weekend. But I also feel it's a fun conference because, like, hey, like last year, this is a whole new thing. What I mean, obviously, I'd hope it started in January or whatever. But like, when did that switch flip for you guys on the team? Because it clearly has. Y'all are very confident.
Definitely. For me, I feel like really just after the season, like when all that happened and stuff, towards the end of the year, we lost our offensive coordinator, lost a couple guys, and all we really had was each other. Like nobody else really felt like we were gonna be any good, or nobody cared about what we were doing or what we had going on but us. And so that's the biggest thing. Like we don't care about what anybody else thinks. It's all about us. So I mean, at the end of the day, we gonna do what we need to do to put out good things to happen for our school.
Rapid fire. These are more silly things, but I want to hear some stuff. What teammates you got the watch on today? So you might say you, but what teammate's the best dressed?
Me.
You.
Yeah, me.
That's the most receiver answer. Who's the most likely to be online playing games at 1 a.m.?
Online playing games? Amari Thomas. No. Kobe Young.
We win the Big 12 championship. They drop confetti. Who's doing a snow angel?
I think all of us go hit us up. I think all of us will.
Who's the most likely to get Willie Fritz to make a real laugh, like really laugh?
Kobe Young, like.
Got you. And last one, who's the most likely to be successful outside of sports? Y'all gonna play for a long time, but when it's all done.
Anthony Ganji, Mekhi Mews.
Okay, all right. Thank you again, Boog. So good luck this year. Got more fun at media days, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Taking the time. Yeah.
But before we get too far, summer sports are in full swing. Pun only, kind of intended. Look, swinging tennis rackets, baseball bats, swing your leg in soccer. Everything is happening this summer, and it's all happening over at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, where you can get in on the action. Look, you're already following all of that action anyway. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get into the game when your buddies are out there getting sunburned or toasted somewhere else. You can make sure that you're cooking something up at home. Now, I like placing same game parlays, kind of stacking on my wins for better earnings across the board here. But I will say I like the in-game live game, catch it after it started action as well. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets if your first bet hit with FanDuel app today. If it's FanDuel.com to get started.
Locked on Coogs here, joined by Mekhi Mews of the Houston Cougars at Big 12 Media Days. Mekhi, weird trip getting in today. But welcome to Dallas, huh?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be on.
So, Mekhi, I typically open these talking about something, so I ask a food question to the audience or whatever, but I'll ask you barbecue, Tex-Mex, Cajun. What do you want to talk about first?
Not barbecue. I don't like barbecue. Everyone know I do not like barbecue food. I only eat it if my parents come and they're like, let's get barbecue. I would never buy barbecue food on my own. So
Is that a meat thing? Are you healthier than that? Is it a what is it?
I just don't think it tastes good. Like it's just like like I like eating meat and stuff, but I don't know. It's just barbecue is just not the best to me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Want to
Tex-Mex better. Tex-Mex. I haven't had too much Cajun food since being out here though. I need to get into that.
So Tex-Mex, you go flour, corn, tortillas.
Depends on the mood. Flour, but sometimes I go corn.
Fair enough. All right. I mentioned this over there, but I want to get a little more detailed on it. People think of Houston, think of receivers, both the city and the university. I'm sure you came to Houston knowing that, frankly, right? Tank Dell's a big example of that. Matthew Golden started off at Houston, just got drafted. People think about this school and that. You and Boogie are veterans, been around for a second. What's it like to be the face of that program right now?
Yeah, it's amazing to be in that leadership role at the University of Houston and a receiver. Like you said, to be mentioned with those guys like Tank Dell and Matthew Golden and plenty of guys before that you didn't even mention. That it's amazing to even be mentioned in that same topic of conversation. So I'm just excited and ready for the season and willing to play hard for my team.
The receiver role is interesting because like it does depend on a lot of stuff going on, right? You can run perfect routes for the whole game and get 3 catches, right? That's just the way that works out. What was last year like when the passing offense was, we'll just say, not a strength of the team?
Yeah, last year the passing offense was not a strength at all, but you know that you have to buy into the game. I mean, if you truly love the game, you're gonna do whatever you can to help the team win. And I mean, it doesn't matter how many catches you have. Like if you're a true lover of the game, you're gonna go in and hit that linebacker. I mean, you might not want to, but why would I let my brother down? He has grinded 10 plus years of his life to play this sport, and I'm just gonna say I don't feel like hitting the linebacker this play. That's very selfish and hedonistic of myself to do that. So I mean, it didn't bother me too much. I mean, there's times, of course, as a playmaker, you want to make plays, but you understand where the coach's perspective is and why they're doing what they're doing, and you just buy into it and just hit the linebacker as hard as you can at that point.
So I mean this in the most positive way. To get to where you've gotten, you had to have worked incredibly hard because you're not the 6'5" God-given with the big vertical and all that. You've worked incredibly hard. How does that mindset translate into the football? Is it hitting the linebacker? Is it hitting how does that translate into the football field?
I think it translates into doing anything it takes to win. I think that's my motto. And a lot of people say just do your best, but sometimes more than your best is required. I do whatever it takes to win. So that's my attitude. Do whatever it takes to get the job done. Some jobs takes more than your best to get it done. And that's just what it is. It's either you're going to get the job done or not. So I just try to do that for my teammates, not even for myself. Like I'm a relentless player. I just want to be able to help other guys accomplish their goals. And when other people make plays, I'm happier for them. I guess you guys probably seen like if I score, I don't usually celebrate, but if other people score, like I'm stoked. So
I did notice that you had a couple really big plays up in Kansas. And I felt like you're saying, I was like, yeah. And like, you were just kind of like, hey, ball's up, next play. And that's been your whole life?
Yeah, it's been my whole life. If you watch my film from where I was at Georgia to now, it's just always been a next play mentality. And sometimes I guess that isn't good because you don't get to dwell in the moment. But I mean, after the moment's over. Why sit on it too long? I'm happy. That I was able to help the team, but also celebration as well as like 10 other guys did their job. I was able to score, so I'm grateful for my teammates. My teammates want to celebrate, I'll go celebrate with my teammates, but just like a lonesome celebration, usually not.
I got to be honest, Mekhi, that's a very unique perspective for wide receiver. How do you think that sets you apart?
Like I said before, I think it sets me apart because, like you said, it's unique for receivers, and even like go blocking. Like I love to block. Like I don't care. Like I'll go in and block whoever just because it just benefits the team. Like I just genuinely want to win and do my job for teammates. So I think that gives me an advantage, just my grittiness even though I'm small, like I just have to be gritty. I mean, that's what my career has been on, built upon getting scraps and sometimes making it better than what it initially was supposed to be. So,
Well, and football is a beautiful game in that like there's all kinds of different body types, right? So I mean, like it can be anybody, right? As long as you're working like you're talking about. Receiver room, yourself, Boog. You brought in a bunch of talent transfer portal last January. What sticks out to you about that room?
I think our room has a lot of depth. We have a lot of guys. Kobe Young, Amari Thomas, a new addition. Harry Broussard, new addition. Devin Williams was there last year. A lot of guys. I think a lot of receivers, a lot of receivers we haven't even seen their full potential, just how it was last year. I think we're gonna shock a lot of people what we can do as a room. I'm excited to compete with everyone and just be a instrument to help other people do their jobs.
The instrument, I love it. I love it. I love it. That strikes me as, because you're sounding like a guy that needs to be coaching football someday, Mekhi. As a guy that's had very good coaches. And I, interestingly, actually think Kirby and Fritz are comparable in a lot of ways because they've had, in their respective realms, a lot of success, right? From someone who's been on the inside with both, what do you see as the comparison, similar or difference between the two guys?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities. I mean, usually when people are successful, they usually have a lot of the same traits because that's what it takes to be successful. It's not easy. That's why there's so few people that are successful, you know? It takes certain traits, and I think they both display those traits, Coach Fritz and both Coach Smart. And they have a lot of similarities. I mean, everyone has their own little tweaks to what they do and what their philosophy is, but essentially it's all the same.
When you were leaving Georgia, we mentioned the receiver element of coming to Houston. Was it Willie that attracted you? What about Houston was the place like I'm going to go be successful and be a part of something winning over there?
Yeah, I think it was definitely Coach Fritz had a big part in that. He's just everywhere he's been, he's won. He turned programs around when they were down, and I just trusted him a lot with just my career, and I thought he was a coach that did it right. And as a player, I feel like that's all you can ask for, a coach who wants to do the right things and wants to win games and does it the right way. And I'm just happy that I could be here and that he offered me a scholarship.
Well, I think you've done more than earn that, right? Two things on transitioning last year, this year. You did a lot of special teams work last year. That is a gift of yours, but I know that as your receiving role will increase, some people would say, I don't want to take those extra hits. What do you think about as far as the special teams goes this year?
No, I mean, if I think the best players for the job should play regardless. So, and if I'm the best player for the position, I'm glad to play to help my team. I didn't really think too much about the extra hits or whatever. It's just want to win games. I'm just such a competitive person. Yeah. So whatever it is, I'm excited to be back there. If I'm back there this year, I'm excited to be back there and kick returning and punt returning. I'm excited. If not, I'm excited for the person who's back there.
And we went from 83 to 4, it looks like. What's the thought there?
Let me be honest. There was really no thought behind it. I just never picked my number in my college career and just wanted to have some dominion over it for once.
Another weird. Most receivers are very attached to a number, a jersey, a flare. You just let it be.
Yeah, I just never had a number. Like when I was at Georgia, I got 87. They just gave me that because of the walk on, and then here I just got 83. I never had a say, so just chose something that was available this year, just to say I chose it. You know.
Hey, single digits is a sexy number. I like it. All right, so obviously there's a bunch of games on the schedule. Houston's a weird school in that there's not a single rival in the same kind of way, like or sitting next to Arizona State people or whatever, anything like that, right? I don't mean to say, obviously, I think you said earlier games 1 through 12 are on your circled for you, right? Like that's very like this week is the most important week. Stephen of Austin's going to be here before you know it. Are you looking forward to playing on a Thursday night in front of everybody? Is Thursday night, Stephen of Austin, a big deal? What's going on through your head when you can think of that?
Yeah, I'm excited anytime the ball is rolled out on the field. Whether if it's Thursday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm excited to play Stephen F. Austin on a Thursday, and maybe we get a weekend off or something with a Thursday game. Probably not though, but yeah, I'm just excited for that and the season opener to my last year of college football, and just see how the season, whatever it leads me to. You never know, I'm only guaranteed 12 more of these in my career, and I'll play them with all my heart because that's all I have left.
All right, so obviously a big story for the offseason was Conner coming in, right? You mentioned interesting, you didn't get as much time with him in the spring because of some injuries and rehab and that kind of stuff, right? But you said something earlier I thought was interesting, that you could see the leadership just from like watching him getting guys together, watching the huddle, whatever. What did you see in that stuck out?
I think trying to unify the offense and getting everyone on the same page, I think has been really different this year. I think also his IQ, his understanding, when other people are wrong, he's able to fix them. If a receiver's depth on a route is not detailed enough, he'll let them know, hey, that needs to be 14 yards instead of 12 yards. Or if they're not split out wide enough, instead of him snapping the ball and we just playing at a disadvantage, tell the receiver, hey, widen out some, so we can get in the proper calls or stuff like that. So I think it's been a tremendous help having Conner.
Between adding Conner, Coach Nagle coming in, the talent we've added, what are you expecting? I mean, obviously some big scores, but what are you expecting out of the offense this year?
Out of the offense, I'm just expecting a lot of people to make plays. Like you said, we had a lot of additions and people that could make plays last year that might not have had the opportunities to make plays last year. I'm excited. I like what Coach Nagle does. I think he puts his playmakers in positions to win and puts us at an advantage on the offense. So I'm excited to see how that plans out. I want to say I have specific expectations, but as long as it's getting us closer to winning, I'm excited.
I get it. So I want to ask some questions, kind of rapid fire, about the team and about your teammates. These might feel a little sillier at times, but some people take this stuff serious. So, like, for instance, we actually talked a second ago. You went really traditional classic on your suit today, and I think there's some benefit to that. Terrell pointed out he wore red and white, and Boogie wore the fancy watch. That's his vibe, right? Who's the best dressed guy on the team?
Best dressed guy on the team. I mean, it just depends on what your definition of best dress is. Like, what's your definition of best dress? I say Devin Williams dresses good. Stephon Johnson dresses good. But then when it comes to suits and classic, I think Anthony Ganji wears a lot of nice things, a lot of classic pieces, or a lot of really sharp, clean-cut things. So, I mean, it just depends on what type of dressing you like and what do you think is most clean.
But you got both ends of the spectrum there. I like it. What teammate is most likely to be up online playing video games like 1 a.m.?
It used to be me until I threw away my video game. Who would I say? 1 a.m. Probably like Corey Platt. I hear him talking about NCAA a lot, him playing NCAA.
But you said you threw away your video game. That's a mature decision for a college kid.
Yeah, I threw it away. I just realized it was just dedicating too much time, to it, and think in 10 years, it's easy to get distracted on a video game. In 10 years, you can look back and say, wow, when I was 22, I spent a lot of time on a video game and it didn't add up to anything. I mean, it's fun, of course, but you realize when you have future wife and kids that you wasted a lot of time that you could have put into planting things for them.
Just a mature decision. Fair enough. Not personally, not one I'd have made at 22, but you're also sitting where you're sitting. I'm sitting where I'm sitting. So fair enough.
So I just had to throw it away. I said I was going to sell it at first, and then no one bought it, and then I kept playing more, and I'm just like, one day I just got sick of it. And just like, I have not had any NCAA 25, 26. I gave the codes to my dad both years, and I haven't played the game.
Wow. So you've been in the game.
Yeah, and I haven't played.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fair enough. Power to you. That's a lot of discipline. Okay, y'all win the Big 12 championship. They rain down confetti. Who's the first person to a snow angel?
Kobe Young. Kobe Young, for sure. He's just a goofy guy. Kobe Young would definitely do a snow angel. First guy there.
Who's the most likely to get Fritz to make like a real laugh?
There is a lot of funny guys. I think I'll go Kobe Young again. Kobe Young is hilarious. I think he's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
So Kobe's been a popular answer for that thing. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Kobe. He's been popular for that? Yeah, no, he's hilarious. It's just a bliss about him that just young and just funny. I just love him.
That's good. That's good. Who's most likely to make you laugh? Is it also Cope?
Nah, I'll probably say Anthony Ganji. We're just so close, and we have little jokes and stuff, and we're talking all the time and speaking about life after football, speaking about plans and stuff like that. So I think Anthony Ganji.
So Ganji's been really popular for my last question here because football is a weird game in that like you can be successful for like the most time ever and you're still probably done by 40.
Yeah.
Right. Before, yeah, I just used a round number. So my question has been, and Ganji's been a popular answer for this, but I want to hear what you have to think. Who's gonna be the most successful after football?
Ganji.
Why is he so popular for that one?
I think he has a good way with persuasion, and it's something you need as a businessman. Not in a manipulative way, but in a way that he can grasp onto people's hearts, and people tend to like him for that because he speaks with so much emotion, so much passion. He has a lot of passion. So I would definitely say Anthony Ganji. He's one with words.
You're a pretty disciplined guy yourself, and you said talk about the business world. Look, I hope you have a long career. I don't mean to cut you short, but whenever it comes, do you feel like you could get into business, or you thinking coaching? What you think? Because like you could do a lot of things.
Yeah, I think me and Anthony will go into business together at some point. For my NFL career, if I don't have an NFL career now, at any moment, it's waiting. But I think we definitely will go into business together. I think we're like the exact opposite personalities. I think he's more of the talkative, outgoing guy, and I'm more like the analytical, like on point kind of guy, just in the background. So,
but you need both, yin and yang. Yeah,
yep, you need both. So I think it's a good match for sure.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for coming by, Kai. Enjoyed having you on, and frankly, enjoyed watching it last season. Excited to get you around for another one. Now we're number 4, so keep my eyes out. But just love what you bring to the team, and thanks so much, man. Go Coogs. All right.
You are Locked On Cougs, your daily podcast on the Houston Cougars, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.